so there's some things I will not respond to, but that is okay. So, we're gonna start. So I'm gonna start from the top. And one that I saw immediately, and that a lot of you guys actually liked. Robert said, "You give me Swiftie vibes, like the folklore, Evermore type of Swiftie." So, believe it or not, please don't kill me, don't murder me. If you guys don't see me next week, you know why. I actually don't like Taylor Swift. I'm sorry. Now listen, she's lovely and she's talented. I used to like her in her 1989, if that's what it's called, when I was in 5th grade. But I just don't anymore. It just doesn't really align with what I listen to. I press more into alternative rock, and that just doesn't get in there. You know, she collabed with, is it Bonnie Bear? Is that how you say his last name? And I love his stuff, but her alone, I don't listen. I'm sorry. So yeah, I am not a Swiftie. Yeah. Meredith said, "I feel like you dress really well. I get the vibe that you'd be the girl whose outfit I'd admire from across the lecture hall." So thank you. First of all, thank you so much. I don't think I can just blatantly say I dress well, but I'd like to hope that one might find my sense of style admirable. Realistically, the dresses that I wear in my baking videos, some of those I would wear normally, but like right now I'm wearing a skirt. Like, this is what I would find myself wearing most often, is anything with like earth tones, so the browns and the greens. I would love to do an outfit video one day. Should I do that? I think that would be very fun. In the fall, lots of layering with different sweaters and playing with colors with skirts and things. I like to wear my Doc Martens with a lot of things. They're not like the boots, they're just the regular platform. They're not the loafers, but they've got laces on them. I'm sorry, I don't know the name. And everything that I have basically is platform, to be totally honest, for my shoes. Like, besides my regular tennis shoes, they're basically all platform, like platform boots, platform sandals. Everything is just fun. It makes you feel like a Bratz doll. I like my fashion, to say the least. So, Liza said, "You give father's daughter energy. I don't know why." You know, I bet I do, because I am my father. I said in another video, just in woman form, I am him. Okay? He's very stubborn. I'm very stubborn. He's just hard-headed. I am hard-headed. He is very outspoken, and while I'm not outspoken to everybody, come on, I'm somewhere to do something, to go out and do something and live. And it's like, I think that because I never had to be sneaky around them, because I never had to feel that I had to evade them or feel that I couldn't be transparent with them, I've just settled into the reality of I know what is safe and what is good, and I don't need to seek anything else out because I have that safe environment. I hope I didn't unlock anyone's trauma by saying that, you guys, but I'm serious. My family is lovely. They are. So yeah, thank you, Crystal. Next. And I will be bouncing around. I apologize if I don't get to it now. I certainly can in another video. So, Adriana said, you seem like you were a nice and kind kid at school, never getting into trouble or getting involved in serious drama. Almost like the teacher's pet, but without the annoying personality. So, you know what? I think I was, when I was much younger, I would say from middle school back, I was 100% a teacher's pet, but not through middle school, not in the annoying way. Like, I literally just did my work. Like, I was there, and I did my work, and I loved having the relationships that I did with my teachers, where they were proud of me for what I did. They communicated with me about things and showed me like my potential as a young student, and that really got me into being dedicated in my schoolwork. But from, I think, maybe 5th grade and back, I think people might have considered me one of, actually no, when I think of annoying teachers' pets, like the ones that would just like tell on you for no reason type of thing, I wasn't one of those. From 5th grade back, I think it was still the same, where I was still a teacher's pet, but I didn't engage in the silly activities of like, I'm just gonna tell on this person for no reason so that the teacher approves of me. You know, I wasn't a rat, okay? I was just socially anxious. I was a goody two-shoes, I sure was, but yeah, so thank you. That's the answer to that. Next, Lacey said, I feel like you do or would really enjoy the cottagecore aesthetic. Yes, absolutely, I do. I think the cottagecore aesthetic is beautiful, and I think all the time about how lovely it would be to just have a home in the woods, even if you're far away from people. You know, you make do with your own little space, and I think cottagecore also has a lot to do with minimalistic behaviors, with maximalism decorations, if that makes sense. So you're very sustainable and mindful of the things that you have and your resources and the nature around you, but you're also very aware of having a cozy home that is decorated with all of the things that you find and enjoy and love, and that remind you of the colors of the outside world and the wood grain and the leaves and just things like that. I enjoy cottagecore, absolutely. Naomi said a lot of kind things, but I will read the general assumption. Naomi, I do appreciate you. That was very, very sweet if you are watching this. They said, you seem like the kind of person that people are naturally drawn to. You radiate kindness and everyone wants to be your friend. You seem very non-judgmental and compassionate, so people are very comfortable around you. I assume that you are someone who truly listens to others. So, if I could take a very real approach to this, I don't know that I am someone that people are naturally drawn to. I think when I first meet people, it's very easy for me to get along because I sort of act as a chameleon, if that makes sense. A lot of the time I try to adapt to the behavior salt water is kind of icky, and I enjoy nature. In terms of, if like when you're saying nature, you're talking about like the woods, that's nice, like a hike or a trail on a mountain. Yes. Take Me to Mars said, I have a feeling you have one of those very core room aesthetics, or even dark academia for that matter, because of your whole vibe. I would say it fits closest to, I said dark academia. I'm thinking about macadamia nuts right now. No, I'm not. I just said that, sorry. That came into my head. Whoa. Okay, dark academia. I would say that that is what my room aligns with closest, mixed with maybe some Victorian. I have no idea. What would you consider this? I just have a lot of stuff. It's maximalism. I got a lot of stuff. I'll show you guys one day. I'm excited to make a room tour. I'm very excited. But right now it looks like pee pee poo poo. So y'all are not seeing it yet. I gotta clean it. I gotta clean it again. So whatever. But yeah, dark academia mixed with maybe some anything vintage. Let's just say that. Let's go with that. Yeah. It's lots of dark woods. All of the wood is dark in here. All of the wood is dark. And yeah, I feel tranquil in here. I love it. I live in here, you guys. This is my space. Darrow Buns ASMR said, you seem very smart, like you would get high grades in every subject. Also, your hair is amazing. Thank you. I love you. Okay. So, I'm not gonna say I'm smart. I'm going to say I crave academic validation. And so, I feel like a failure when I don't get high marks. So all my life, I have gotten high say bag, okay? That's gotta count for something, you know? Anyways. Brooke Cherry said, it's giving history lover. Just from the Shakespeare readings I've heard you do, you tend to be just as into the facts as you are the actual readings of the story. So, let me be real with you once again. As much as I would like to say I am a history lover, I am more so a lover of the retaining the knowledge more than I am actually learning about it, which I'm sure that's like universal, but I have sworn against taking any history classes in college, mainly because I know how boring it is at my college with our professor that we have there. I love to learn about history organically, so if someone brings up facts about things like in my Shakespeare class, she teaches us the history as we are reading and as we go through it. That way I can retain that knowledge and look back to it later and make those connections. But when it comes to actually learning history, just sitting down learning it, count me out. But I would say, as a whole, I do love history. Learning it is a different thing. But also, by the way, I do apologize if you hear the floor creaking above me. As I've said before, I have a busy household. We're all just doing our best out here, okay? So I apologize. Sandy said, my assumption is that one of your favorite animals might be foxes. Yes, it is. That is one of my favorite animals. My favorite animals are woodland creatures. So anything like deer, any sort of bunnies, any sort of foxes, badgers. I love all of them. I just think it's a lovely place to be, so they're living some awesome lives. So I do love foxes. And cats. Those aren't woodland creatures, but I love those. So, if you couldn't tell. Ella said, definitely a Hosier fan. Is that how you say his name? Wait, I thought that was how you said his name, right? But yes, literally just today I was listening to Swan Upon Lita. So beautiful, literally. I ascend when I listen to that song. It's so good. It's beautiful. All of his stuff. So beautiful. It's poetry, really. So yes, I was your fan. So you always commented, I don't know how to say the name. Is it? Shoot. You said, you seem loyal to those who love you and genuinely want to make people smile. I try my best to make people smile, but I'm not going to pat myself on the back and be like, yeah, I'm the best friend anyone could have. I am so loyal to everyone. I am ride or die. I just want to make everyone happy because, like, sometimes I can suck too. Sometimes I'm not always thinking about everyone else at all times. But I try my best. That's what we can do, right? We try our best. So I try my best to be loyal, and I try my best to make people happy. My most common way of making people happy is either acts of service or gift giving. Like whenever I'm baking stuff, I love to just bring things in for people when they don't know, and they just get excited, and that just brings me joy. Likewise with acts of service, just doing things for people that they might not expect or, think would happen at all. And so I think that is how I try to make people happy, to respond, directly to your assumption. My lovely friend Paige said, I have always assumed you know exactly what you want and exactly how to achieve it. You are one smart cookie. vivacious. And so, even when I continue to be, knocked down in some way, or my mood just completely drops, or I feel discouraged, I know that there's always a way to keep moving, even if it's only one foot in front of the other. You don't have to see the whole picture. You don't have to see everything in front of you. I heard like a saying, like, as long as you can see your next step, that's all you need. That's all you need. So, I hope that I know how to achieve it, but I just try my best. So, I hope that answered that. I don't know. Oh, this is, I actually wanted to respond to this because I love it. Fairy Vomits ASMR, love that, said, mine, I feel like you are definitely a homebody and maybe somewhat socially awkward, not in a mean way, I promise. Yes, absolutely, absolutely. I am very much so a homebody, and I am such the type of person that is, do not speak unless spoken to. So if I'm having a conversation with someone, first of all, they're gonna have to really make an effort to start it, because I am just a little bit too in my head to really grab onto something and anchor in a conversation as it's happening, and so they're gonna have to be the one that kind of nudges me along as we speak. Likewise with meeting new people, I want to get out of that, even if they're a lovely person that could one day become a friend. When I first meet somebody, I don't want to talk to them. I don't want to engage. I don't want to figure things out, especially since it's almost always in larger social settings. So then there's already outside feedback coming in, and there's already noises and buzzing and everything going around. It's very overwhelming. And so I would absolutely say that I could be considered a little bit socially awkward. Absolutely. 100%. Yeah. So that is that. Bristew, sorry if I'm saying that wrong, said, you seem like you love helping. Like when you were younger, you wanted to be a vet or a teacher or a doctor to help people or animals or learn to stay healthy. They gave a whole example of stuff. When I was younger, I did want to become a teacher. I talked about this in my last, whenever I post this rambling video, about how I had to really learn that maybe teaching isn't the way for me to go right now. Just with things with burnout and turnover and just the sort of craziness of it all right now. I feel that's not where I'm being led at this very moment anymore, as much as it was a lovely thought. For now, it's going to stay as, an aspiration for the younger me. So. Dazzlings said, my assumption is that you don't like heights or roller coasters or things like that. I love roller coasters. I love all of that stuff. I think it's very fun. Like if I was on vacation and someone just said, let's, go bungee jumping or something, I know that's really extreme, I would say okay. To me, none of that stuff, I don't have any irrational fears of anything like that. Maybe those are rational fears when it comes to heights, but it doesn't faze me. It just sort of feels like this is going to be an experience, and then I'm going to be safe and get off, and I'll be okay. I've had such a good experience with roller coasters as a kid that I still love it to this day. So, yeah, I love that stuff. It's very fun. It's thrilling. I'm not a thrill seeker, but I'll take the chance if I have it, so. Janet said, you seem like the type of person to prefer English, art, history, and social sciences over those in the STEM field. Yeah. To those who are doing STEM, women in STEM, cozy and read, and that's all I have to do. So, yeah. I feel like this isn't as relaxing as it might be, just entertaining. I don't know. Reaper said, cooking is something you like to do when you're stressed. So, this depends. I would say, honestly, I'm gonna give you an answer. No, I don't like to cook when I am stressed or bake. Mainly because in the home environment that I have grown up in, there is always hustle and bustle around the kitchen and the living room. And so if I were to cook while I was stressed, I would get even more stressed. And so, long story short, I like to cook when I'm at peace and when there is nobody around. But when I am stressed, all I want to do is stare and sit at a wall and order Grubhub or something and pay $500 extra just because I don't want to cook. So, yeah. Tubular said, I feel like you love plants. You seem like the type of person to mother many. I do love plants, but I don't mother any real ones. I want to be a mother, but I'm not. Only a mother to cats, but not plants. Because I am in the basement, and so I could mother some succulents or something, but I would like to wait until I have my own space that has a lot more sunlight and proper area for plants to thrive in. Because I don't want to have to go through the extra hassle right now of trying to set up things purposely so that there's lights that are going to work for it and the whole shebang. I would like to wait on that, but I would love to be a mother of plants. But for now, I've got plastic. Yeah. Paige Gunnell said, I feel like your go-to scent is like a warm vanilla, or that you'd always smell like fresh, warm baked goods. Oh, I feel like someone else said something really similar to this. Hold on. Let me find it. I feel like I could find it. Someone said, I feel like you smell like vanilla or cinnamon roll. So, right now, my scent is absolutely like vanilla and spice. So a lot of spices. Not as much cinnamony. I save that for winter. Not even fall. I save cinnamon for winter. But absolutely, my go-to scents are By the Fireplace by Replica and Billie Eilish number 3. That is her red one. It's very spicy, like fir and cedar and pink pepper. And a cheaper one from Target is, I think it's by Mixbar, something like that, is the vanilla bourbon. So things with rum and bourbon scents are lovely as well. So that is my scent. So most satisfied said, I get the sense that you probably worked a lot as a teenager up until now. Yeah, I would say so. I didn't work a lot. Like I wasn't overdoing it with my hours, but every time the summer hit, I was always on 20 to 30 hours type of thing. Yeah, I've worked. So they said, you hate kiwi. I don't hate kiwi. I don't choose it, but I don't hate it. Hate banana. I don't hate banana. And are neutral on strawberries, as long as they're not super sour. I love strawberries. You read and only kinda liked the Hunger Games books. Fun fact, I never read the Hunger Games books. I was kind of young when they came out. Not that young, like there were people that were reading at my age, but I was definitely the kid that hated reading when I was younger. I hated it. And so I just watched the movies. I loved the movies, actually, though. I feel like that time women are very oftentimes empaths, and I take on a lot of people's emotions. Like, I just feel it when they feel it, even if they haven't said anything. It just feels heavy a lot of the time when there's certain things going on. And I absolutely get overstimulated by crowds. I didn't even go to the Summerfest with any of my friends. I didn't go to anything like that because I know how much I would hate it. And it's like, it's not even like, oh, I'm scared to be out there. It's just, I know I'm gonna feel awful. I'm going to feel out of my element, as though it's only me and I'm experiencing out of body, even though there's so many people around me. I don't want to, ruin the experience for anybody else, so I'd rather not do that. Oh, so here is the comment. John Jacob Smith. You be commenting all the time. You be commenting some weird stuff. I will not lie, but I let you do your thing because I'm sure you're having fun. So I appreciate the interaction anyways. You said that's not your real hair, it's a wig. You're right, John Smith, you're right. Damn. You prefer mushrooms to pepperoni on your pizza? No. I love pepperoni. You watched The Notebook but hated it. I actually never watched The Notebook. Can you believe that? I really should, but I haven't. I just haven't. In my head, I don't care enough yet. I haven't gotten the allure from it yet, so that's another day. Irish Dragon said, you've gone through some serious stuff growing up. So, again, as to not, make you guys believe that I've had some tragic backstory or anything. As a child, I had a lovely time growing up. I had a wonderful childhood. I had wonderful parents to allow me to grow. I had good school experiences. Of course, there were problems and bumps and mishaps and tears, but things were good for me. And I am grateful for that I got to live as a child without having to need maturity in my life, without having to have knowledge about financial concerns. Not because we didn't have them, but because my parents concealed them so well. They make you feel like you're the richest kid in the world, and in reality it's like they're letting you eat over themselves type of thing. Of course, I will say there were some things that came up, as I aged into my high school years, but I won't say that did anything to me. I'm still here and I'm still going, and you just take it as it is. You roll with the punches. So that is my answer to that. Someone by the name of AHH said, you like to watch period dramas, both old and new, on TV or Netflix. Lately, as of the past 2 years, I haven't been watching anything besides YouTube. I have not been watching any TV, any Netflix. I've watched anime here and there, but not nearly as much as I used to. I've gotten off of all of it. I feel like I don't either have the time or I don't have the attention span. To be totally honest right now, my attention span's gone right now. So, Andrew said, I assume, like me, you are someone who can both be really calm but also get extremely stressed out. Well, yeah. But I would also say, it's not to me, those things are very, very mutually exclusive. So, well, restaurant together. Those things I really enjoyed. I assume you like to think about life and the details. You're very beautiful. Thank you, I appreciate that. I don't know that I like to think about the details of life. I think I just do. I think that just inevitably happens where you think about the details, because sometimes thinking too much about the details can be very overwhelming and overstimulating, and sometimes it's not necessary. Sometimes you can just be, and you don't have to have a reason for it, and you don't have to have a backstory for it. So, I do think about those details, but, sometimes I wish I didn't. Sometimes I wish I did more. It's all back and forth. It's all back and forth. Nothing is linear. Nothing is linear. MXP said, I get the impression that you own every Studio Ghibli movie. So I don't own any Studio Ghibli movies, actually. When I first started watching them when I was younger, I watched them bootleg. And I also watched them with my friend who did own them, maybe when I was in like 3rd grade. Howl was one of my very first anime crushes. Alongside the main character from Sword Art Online. I think he was my very first, and then it was Howl. I've seen almost all of them. I think there's maybe 2, maybe 3 at most that I have not seen yet. But I find comfort in all of the ones I have watched, so yes. Salad said, I feel like your room is clean most of the time and very Victorian in decor. So Victorian, I think, is I have a mashup of everything, honestly. I I should be cursing in the way that I do. I think I tend to allow cursing to happen more often now, way more often now, simply because it is a quick way to relieve that frustration, or it allows me to cool myself down quickly, because it's just an outburst, or it's something that expresses extreme rage or anger towards a situation or a person or whatever. But I know that our words have power, and I know that I shouldn't just allow myself to say things so easily, because that can fall back onto how I speak to others and how conscious I am of the things that I say. I would like to work on not being impulsive, and cursing can inherently be impulsive. So I do, but I'd like to get better at not. Paul said you are very happy in your own company. Absolutely. I am so joyous in my own company. Very much so. Starburst said, I feel like you really like plants, but only succulents. I used to have succulents for a long part of my maybe early high school life, middle school life. I like succulents, but I think I like every other plant a little bit more than succulents. Nothing against them, it's just visually, I think that the aesthetic of a succulent is something maybe a little bit different from what I enjoy in my plants. I love plants that hang and fall and vine. Those are what I enjoy visually the most. So I think that is my rationale behind that. Pedro said, I have no idea why, but I just assumed you were like 6 foot before seeing your baking videos. I am not 6 foot. I am 5'6" and like a half. I put the half in there simply because I think centimeters is a much more accurate measurement of someone's height. But I'm working with America here, so we never use that. But yeah, basically 5'6". Dark said you're a fan of musicals. You know what? I would say I enjoy musicals. I don't know that I'm a diehard fan, but I love them. I think they're wonderful and they're entertaining, and I never had any sort of phase with musicals or theater or anything like that, but I like musicals. I think they're cool. They're entertaining, so yeah. Another dark sage this time, okay, said you enjoy cozy video games, Animal Crossing, Sims, Stardew Valley. So I enjoy watching games, but not really those, if I'm being totally honest with you. And playing, of course, I enjoy playing games, but I've had more time just to sit and watch. Hence what I was talking about with, I don't really watch shows, I just watch YouTube videos and stuff. I prefer video games that are more of like FPS or horror. So anything like, and I haven't played in so long, but I love watching it. I'm probably dog everything at every game ever right now, since I haven't touched it in a while. But I loved Dead by Daylight. I loved playing Rainbow Six Siege. I loved playing, oh my gosh, Overcooked. That's a wholesome game, but it's stressful with all your friends. It's fun. I love watching those sorts of things right now, and indie horror games, you know. That was always really fun to me, so kind of not those wholesome games. I'm kind of in a different genre there. You know what? Let's end this on someone that wanted to go in. Let's end this on someone that asked me assumption, but being that it's here and I'm seeing it right now, let's get into it. Yeah, let's get into it. So if you would like the answer from the point of view of taking that biblical guidance, it comes down, there's a bird being real loud. It comes down to the experience of God knows exactly how heavy it will weigh on our hearts to experience the emptiness of lust. I think anybody in this world right now can understand, and you can separate faith from it. But what it comes down to is that no matter how much the world, or maybe individuals, may try to tell you that, oh, just experience it for what it is, just take in the moment, just have a little bit of fun for a little bit, just soak it in regards to lust and experiences of fleeting affection and craving and desire. No matter how much I hear that, I will never again allow myself to feel that lust is okay to hold on to, assuming that it will bring about love. And now some people will really hold on to the word love as though it has to be this all crazy, oh my gosh, you said the word love. Love just is. You ain't gotta make it that big of a deal. Love is just love. And so for people to expect, or for people to think that someone looking for love is looking for something to tie down, to be stuck in, to be attached and overly and overbearing, I think that just shows that lust is present. I think I'm saying a whole lot of nothing right now. I'm saying a whole lot of nothing and a whole lot of words. But I think we can all agree, maybe some people have experienced it, where you experience the pull of lust, and it feels good. It feels good to be craved. It feels good to be desired. And it feels alluring and mysterious and fun to be the one that is desiring. But it really is fleeting, because never, ever will lust lead to stable love. And now anyone can say, oh, I married the person I had a one-night stand with. That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. But time and time again, we will always find ourselves being disappointed by situations that involve lust. We will find that we are in a hole, and we will find that the only thing we can cling to sometimes is that experience and is that attachment to lust, because at least it still gives us the attention. At least it still gives us something to hold on to of the other person, of someone else, of a sense of being wanted. And so lust will keep you in a hole. And that's not to say that you won't fall